Hello everybody and welcome back to Jade Empire, where we found creative Yukong, but we'll deal with him here in a little bit. And I just noticed that his name is Yukong, but his scholar name is Kong Yu. Wow. He is really not very good at this.
This city has so many wonders. I never dreamed of such a place.
Indeed, Dawnstar, the floating head is rather wondrous. So let's continue exploring the Scholar's Garden, and then once we are done with that, then we'll talk to Kong Yu, or Yukong, and see about getting him out of here. What? Oh, I didn't see you there. This magnificent sculpture takes all of my attention, I'm afraid. Is there something I can help you with? Who are you? My name is Tong Wei. I'm a master excavator from the Valley of the Sprightly Stones. I'm here to oversee the installation of this fine specimen of rock. I apologize. Sometimes I get excited when speaking about one of our grandest treasures. The valley is truly remarkable. What makes the stones so sprightly? No one knows exactly. There are theories, of course. Some say it's divine, and others say it's simply a trick of nature. But the debates truly don't matter. The stones are remarkable, regardless of the reasons for their sprightly behavior. I count myself honored to be able to work so closely with these wonderful stones. Of course, looking upon this sculpture, it's easy to see why some believe that the divine had a hand in their making. Tell me more about the valley where these stones come from. Ah, the Valley of the Sprightly Stones. It's truly a marvel. Discovered many centuries ago by explorers who saw the floating stones from some way off. Eventually, people came from around the Empire to marvel at the strange occurrence. It wasn't until Emperor Yu Baozi that the stones were used to build. The grandest achievement is the Imperial Palace itself, which floats above the city like a grand heaven. Of course, it uses additional magic to keep it aloft. What are you doing here if you're the master excavator? Everyone deserves a few moments away from work, don't they? Things will be fine at the quarry without me. Besides, it's nice to see those stones on display. The sculpture of Sagacious Tian's head is an unending well of inspiration to me. I need to be going now. Oh yes, I have much to do myself. Good fortune to you. Okay. So that's going to take us to Roderick again. I'm not yet prepared to talk to Roderick, so let's go around this way and see what we've got up over here in the Scholar's Garden. Well, we've got a scroll stand. The Physical Universe, the Philosopher's Viewpoint. Though Scholar Xiao Xiang has raised several interesting points in his rebuttal to my treatise on the physical world, his lack of respect for the divine is of greater concern than his lack of understanding of the physical world around him. I agree that there are many aspects to our world that cannot be explained by divine influence alone. We learn and continue to thrive at the mercy of the celestial beings. Without their guidance, and indeed their blessing, we would quickly discover that research and understanding of our physical world alone are not nearly enough for us to survive. Okay. Scholar Zhen Yu, what do you have to say for yourself?
Hello there, traveler. Forgive my forwardness, but I noticed your arrival earlier while I was at the tavern. That flying machine of yours is truly a marvel.
Indeed it is.
I actually have a design for a new prototype flyer, and I hope to get funding to build it one day. The other scholars aren't interested in my inventions, though.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Me? You want to ask me something? Well, sure, I'd be glad to help you if I can. What would you like to know?
First thing, don't get too excited. I ask questions of everyone I meet. Second, who are you? What is it that you do here?
Oh, I'm Scholar Zhen Yu. I'm one of the newer scholar elites. I was actually born in the poor quarter, but my uncle brought me here when I was only 10. He knew I would never have a chance at a real life unless I had some proper schooling. I've lived here with him ever since.
Tell me about the Imperial City.
That's right, you're new here, aren't you? Well,
a little bit.
Where should I begin? There's so much to tell you. There are several important areas here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are also many different services, too. I'm not sure what to tell you first.
Nothing. No, I'm kidding. Tell me about the important places.
Sure. Well, let's see. This place is the Scholar's Garden. For the most part, only stuffy old philosophers and scholars reside here. Farther down toward the city, you'll find the Golden Way. Many wealthy people live and work there. Hopefully some willing to fund one of my inventions. Then there's the Market District, near where you landed earlier. Most of the city does its business there. It's an interesting place. At least, I think so. You'll also find the path to the Black Leopard School there, across the river from the arena. I haven't been there, but I hear it's an interesting place to visit.
Indeed, I've been to all of those locations. Tell me about the city services.
One of the best places in the city is the arena. Just don't tell my masters I said so.
Been
if
there.
you go to the arena, you'll also see the heart of the Empire Tavern.
Mm-hmm. Been there.
And of course, there are several shops and merchants with all manner of supplies available. All of that can be found in the Market District.
Mm-hmm. Been there. Tell me more about the tavern, I guess.
I'm not supposed to go there. At least not when I'm studying, but it's hard to resist. It's known as the best tavern in all the Empire.
I mean, I've been there. It's not that
I
great.
actually do some of my best thinking while I'm there. I like to sit in the upper rooms with a bit of wine and just look out over the city, or the arena.
Okay. You probably don't know anything about the Inquisitor Recruiter, but you're going to be terrified if I ask you.
Well, I have no idea where you'd find them. Honestly, I wouldn't want to know either. Could we talk about something else?
No, we're talking about this. What's the matter? Why can't you tell me?
I just don't want to say something I shouldn't. If you really want to know, go ask someone else. I'm not talking about it anymore.
No, we're talking about this. What can you tell me about Death's Hand?
A city like this
Oh,
always
I
has
accidentally
rumors.
clicked on rumors.
Some people say the ghosts are angry and attacking innocent people. Another rumor suggests the Emperor is dying. But I wouldn't believe any of that. Just because the Emperor hasn't been seen in a while doesn't mean he's ill. Perhaps he just wants some solitude.
What else can you tell me about the Emperor?
The Emperor is a wise and powerful man. How else could he have solved the drought so many years ago? I wasn't born then, but I've heard the stories. It's true that he hasn't been seen much recently, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. It's not like the Empire is falling apart in his absence. Maybe he's just taking a rest from all the hard work he's done. Nobody deserves a rest more than the Emperor.
You mentioned something about ghosts before. Also, the Emperor seems to be extremely popular with everyone. Very few people have anything bad to say about the Emperor. Except we know that the Emperor did something horrible to make the rains come. You mentioned something about ghosts before.
I think they're just rumors. I haven't seen any ghosts at all, angry or otherwise. If the ghosts are angry about something, why aren't they here right now? Come to think of it, I don't know any one person who's ever seen a ghost.
I
prefer
have.
to spend my time and energy on things that are real. Designing a new prototype flying machine, now that's important.
If you take, if you walk, for 40 seconds into the necropolis, you'll see a ghost. Anyway,
Sure.
tell me about Death's Hand.
Now there's a question you don't hear very often. Not too many people like to talk about him. In fact, if I were you, I'd be careful who I ask.
I want to attract his attention.
I'm not one to believe in superstitious nonsense, but I still wouldn't want to draw his attention. He's very powerful and very dangerous.
Yeah, well,
Some people even suggest that he has gained some control over our honorable emperor. I find it hard to believe, but I suppose it's possible.
okay, well, I must be going. Good fortune to you.
All right then. Goodbye.
Hello, Philosopher Shendao. Do you have anything stupid to say? Yes? Come closer. I cannot see who you are. Is that you again, Zenji? No, it is not. I can tell by your breath. Please, come no closer. What is it you want with old Shendao, then? I want to get back to my meditations before I pass away from old age. May I ask you a few questions? All day long I'm besieged with questions. Master, what is the seventh dictate? Master, how do we achieve inner peace? Master, when is dinner? It's a wonder that I get any peace at all. Well, go on, but be quick about it. What is it you do here? If you don't already know, I doubt I can explain it to you. The ways of the philosophers cannot be described in such a short time. I'm the eldest philosopher here, and so I seem to have no end of people chasing me about and asking inane questions. Like me! Tell me about Death's Hand. Oh ho ho! I see your senses have truly left you. You don't have to be a master to know that questions like that can get you into trouble. If you want to know something about that fiend, I suggest you ask him yourself, though I doubt you'd have the temerity to do so. Oh, I will. When I meet Death's Hand, I'm going to ask him all the stupid questions. What do you know about the Emperor? Which Emperor? There have been many, you know. You must make your questions more clear if you want a clear answer, I will assume that you meant Emperor Sun Hai. I can tell you that I know a great deal, most of which you have no need to know. Suffice it to say that the Emperor is a great man who has lived through many hard trials. He's far more powerful than any Emperor I have known in all my days. The real question is where he gets that power. But I go too far. It is unwise to speak about such things, especially to people like you. What a jerk. I'm searching for Master Li from Two Rivers. I know he's at the palace, but do you have any additional information? That is not a question! How can this Li call himself your master when your skills are so obviously undeveloped? You've not even told me what this Li is a master of. Is he a master of knitting or martial arts? How can I give you an answer based on such flimsy questions? Perhaps your master was so frustrated by your ineptitude that he decided to quit and leave his home in Two Rivers. I certainly wouldn't blame him. Oh boy, I should be going. Goodbye. Good, good. You go now. May heaven guide you someplace else. Okay. That went about as I expected. Philosopher Zhao, what do you have to say for yourself?
Greetings, and welcome to the Scholar's Garden. I am Philosopher Zhao, one of the many masters you will see here during your visit. I see by your accoutrements that you are not from the Imperial City. I hope your visit here is one of fulfillment and success. As sagacious Tien once said, more valuable than silk are new friends in a foreign land. If you need anything, I will be glad to assist you.
Okay. First question. Why did you pronounce accoutrements like quasi-French when you don't know what a France is? That's my first question. You're too kind, thank you.
As sagacious Tien once said, kind words and respectable attire are seldom a sign of true character. Only deeds reveal the intent of the soul. I am glad to help you in any way I can.
Thank you. May I ask you some questions?
I am honored that you would ask me, though I must warn you. The teachings take a lifetime to learn and cannot be taught in a day.
Didn't ask you to.
Perhaps I could explain the core principles of Tien's teachings. I could recite the history of Tien if you like.
Sure. Go for it.
The teachings of sagacious Tien are very simple, but the implications are astoundingly complex. At the heart of the teachings are the concepts of harmony and discord. Also referred to as the way of the open palm and the way of the fist, one cannot exist without the other, but neither can they coexist in one person. Harmony with the world comes from understanding your place in the world. An ant that believes it is a tiger will never achieve harmony. In other words, accepting your place in the world and using your skills accordingly is the optimal way of following the path of harmony.
Okay. So it's a status quo philosophy. Gotcha.
Discord is the other side of the coin. People who choose the path of discord seek their own advancement over everything else.
Mm-hmm.
These people will ignore the world and use whatever means necessary to raise themselves above their station.
And breaking the status quo is evil.
Sagacious Tien taught both harmony and discord to his students, for one cannot be fully known without the other. However, he himself followed the way of harmony.
Okay. Tell me the history of Sagacious Tien.
Sagacious Tien was the first emperor of the Jade Empire. He was a philosopher and a leader without compare, unifying the warring factions of his time. His teachings founded this great empire, though there was very little written about Tien himself. We do know that he brought peace to the people of the Empire, and since that time, his teachings have guided hundreds of generations of followers.
Okay, I'd like to ask you something different.
Of course. What would you like to know?
Death's Hand. What do you know about him? Really? We can't ask it that? Oh, that makes me sad. Scholar's Garden.
The Scholar's Garden is the seat of learning in the Jade Empire. The philosophers and scholars who live here dedicate their lives to the pursuit of wisdom.
Tell me about the scholars.
The scholars are dedicated to unlocking the secrets of the physical world. Many still follow the teachings of Sagacious Tien, though some take their studies too far. I am certainly not opposed to their ways of study. Indeed, the scholars have made many wonderful and important discoveries.
Tell me about the philosophers then, since you apparently are not willing or able to tell me about the discoveries of the scholars.
We philosophers dedicate our lives to the study and teaching of the ways of Sagacious Tien. We believe in peace and harmony and balance. Many find it difficult to grasp the significance or usefulness of our studies, but we assist anyone willing to learn the ancient teachings.
Except that peace isn't... peace and harmony are not balanced concepts. Never mind. I don't want to get into it with this guy. Oh boy, I'd like to go back to my first questions. For one thing, this dialogue system doesn't allow me to get anywhere near that complicated. What can you tell me about the Imperial City?
I am afraid I would not be the best person to ask, but there are others to whom I could direct you.
Who else could I ask?
You could ask young Scholar Zenyu. He spends a good deal of time in the city enjoying worldly pursuits, though he does not think his masters know it. There is also a man named Bai who works near the Imperial Arena. He is renowned for his knowledge of the city.
Indeed, I've talked to both of them. I should be going.
As you wish. With luck, the winds of heaven will bring us together again one day. Farewell.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a save here because we're going to talk to Roderick. And if I recall correctly, that's a bit of a difficult encounter, although it might autosave on the way in. Well, that was nice.
As amusing as your savage dances are, once again I have proven the superiority of setting your nose to the grindstone and not mucking about. Now bring some refreshments in a proper mug, or I'll take back the coins of my home and country. Don't you heathens know the worth of a proper king's halfpenny?
Generous visitor, if our customs are so displeasing to you, perhaps you should find lodging elsewhere?
Please?
And leave you lot to your primitive ways? Tell them what I think of that, Squire Percival.
Sir Roderick Ponce von Fontelbottom, the magnificent bastard, will do no such thing. He means to educate you all.
Good lad. Found him wading in the mud, planting weeds. You can't keep your crackers crisp doing that. Can't help you if you don't know the horror of a soggy biscuit.
Is that John
I've
Cleese?
given him dignity, and unless one of you has the will to deny that I'm your better, I suggest you start learning. We'll have you in proper trousers by the morrow.
Also, can I just point out that his armor has cheese and a fork on it? It is truly glorious. Also, your arrogance is astounding. We're a cultured people.
What's that? Someone stepping to the fore? Let's have a look at you. A woman? My dear, not sure what topsy cradle you fell from, but in my country a lady knows her place. Unless she's queen. The simple truth is that I have bested every one of you who has come forward, whether in tests of wit or combat. You faced a champion of king and country. Now, I didn't ask to land here, but if a storm is going to cast my ship into the very heart of such a dark empire, I'll bring the light of knowledge wherever I can.
I'm sure you will, Mr. Caricature.
You must hunger for guidance. You're like children. I mean, only a handful of you can even grow a decent moustache. What kind of place is this?
You blind yourself with prejudice. I can prove you're wrong.
Can you now? Shall we put that to a test? I welcome the chance that you might impress me with a glimmer of intelligent insight. But I will acknowledge that I am likely to disagree just because I know you are, lacking. We will need educated men to judge the merits of our arguments.
Some sort of debate? What kind of contest are you looking for?
I've gone to great pains to learn your barbaric tongue, only to find that none of you has much to say. Can you convince me otherwise? I've heard a distinct lack of couplets and quatrains, to say nothing of pentameters. Is it any wonder you people live as you do? I charge you with defending the heart of your people. If a group of judges determines that you have adequately done so, I will declare you the winner.
Ah, but who determines the judges? Well, this is kind of that. Who shall judge?
Whoever you wish. These 5 standing here. I'm sure there will be a balance of opinion. The test must be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, talk to them all to prove I haven't coerced them. We'll begin the debate when you're ready.
Okay, then.
Then we'll see how you fare in combat. Doubt you'll do very well. Like the rest, you're all just too damn skinny.
Well, I guess I'll talk to the judges.
I heard you accept the Outlander's challenge. I'm grateful you have seen fit to defend us all. I would be honored to sit in judgment of the debate. Several of my fellow scholars have also volunteered.
I trust you'll judge fairly?
To do otherwise would only help the Outlander win in the long run. If he wants a true debate, we will allow it to progress fairly. Of course, I doubt his arguments will have the weight that he expects. Not here in the heart of the Jade Empire.
Indeed. What kind of arguments do you favor?
I am ill-equipped to see my own faults, but I, like my fellow scholars, am adept at exploiting the weaknesses of others.
Mm-hmm.
Scholars Heng and Zhao are easily swayed with simple facts. Cite such details and they are certain to change their opinion either for or against.
Okay. What strategy should I take?
The best course is to appeal to the individual preferences of the judges. We are theoretical thinkers, really.
Okay.
It is not so much the subject, but the tactic that triggers reaction. Each judge will respond only to argument styles they favor.
Mm-hmm.
If a judge likes fact, use it once and he will join your side. Use it again and he will switch back just to further debate. Other arguments may not interest him at all.
Okay. Okay, so
I am
this
ill-equipped to see
guy...
my scholars Heng and Zhao are...
Heng and Zhao like facts, so we cite facts once and they'll be on our side. Gotcha.
I wish you luck. I look forward to your defense of the Empire.
Okay. Who else do we got here? Percival is there.
I am supposed to be the servant of an educated man.
Yeah. Scholar Gu. We don't know anything about you.
Ah, so you are the one who will debate the Outlander. I am the 5th of your 5 judges.
What kind of arguments do you favor?
Are you implying that I am predisposed to be weak in certain areas? I can't accept that. Some of my fellows, however,
Indeed.
are another story. Scholars Zhao and Kai are easy to predict. Dismissing a weak argument gets their attention immediately and will spur them one way or another.
Okay. So, dismiss a weak argument, present facts. The Outlander has very few supporters.
He doesn't seem that interested in gathering any. He's clearly used to imposing his opinion regardless of the recipient's desire to have it.
Indeed.
His points are debatable, but his presentation is not compatible with the garden.
What kind of arguments do you favor? We already did. So what kind of strategy can you offer?
Try not to dig a hole you can't get out of. If you can't get everyone to agree with you, just focus on getting as many as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, You need a majority of judges on your side at the end of 6 topics.
Okay.
Yes, make certain you are ready. The Outlander will be a challenging opponent.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and then next episode we will continue figuring out how we need to beat Sir Roderick in this debate, and then we will beat him in this debate. See you all then.